If you exit a trade too early, keep watching. I'll show you exactly where my TP1 is. Many traders know exactly where to enter a trade, but they have no idea where to exit. So they exit too early or they hold too long and give back profits. In this video, I'll show you exactly where my first take profit is and why I'm using a body-based structure. In the previous episodes, we talked about break of structure, fair value gaps, premium and discount, limit orders, stop loss. Now we complete the execution model. Because a trade is not finished until you know where to take profit. Why my first take profit matters. Your first target does two important things. First of all, it locks in some of the profits. Second of all, it reduces the emotional pressure that you feel when you're in a trade. It helps you relax. It helps your mind to stay clear. And once that TP1 is reached, everything comes easier. Because now we don't need to manage the trade anymore. The trade is just doing itself and the market can do what it wants. My body-based structure rule. For my first target, I use the structure. But not the wick of the structure where you place your stop loss on the other side, but the body of the structure. So once we made a break of structure, say to the upside, on a 15-minute base, and we have a retest off of that, we take an entry. If the market moves back up, straight to that body candle, once the market came back, that is your first TP. That's the body structure. Why? Because wicks often represent liquidity sweeps. And if the market does not decide to continue in that direction, it most of the times comes back to the body, but it leaves the wick because those are the market makers that stops. Bodies represent where the market actually accepts price. So the body gives you more realistic targeting. And it makes sure that you have your first TP a lot more. It increases by at least 40%. An example. Let's imagine that we have a bullish trade. We have a break of structure, a fair value gap, entered in a discounted area, stops below the structure. Now we look at that structure's high from the 15 minutes, not the 4-hour based. Remember that one. So it's the 15-minute structure base, that's your first TP. But instead of targeting the wick, target the body. If that is my first TP. I'll show you in a minute exactly how you can see this on the chart. I do this live every day, so if you want to follow my frameworks, you can watch me on YouTube too and see how it works. So why does it work? This approach gives a target that is realistic, consistent, repeatable. Many traders target the absolute top and want to have everything squeezed out that first trade. But price doesn't always reach to that wick. So targeting the body increases probability that TP1 is hit with, like I said, at least 40%. If the market does not decide to continue that way, this is where you take your profit. Trade management. Once TP is reached, I often secure my first partial. Watch a live on YouTube with me on Tuesdays and you can see me do this over and over again, and I do take my profits there. Sometimes I move the stop to break even. What does it also do? It removes pressure from the trades. Now the market can decide the rest. And full TP is the top of the 4-hour structure. The professional mindset behind it is trading is not about catching the full move, especially not an intraday trader. It is about execution, a repeatable process. TP1 is part of that process. And that process has to be boring. I'll repeat that one. The process has to be boring. Because if you can repeat it, that means that you adjusted to the market and you're okay with everything else. So now we have actually a full framework. Let's go into the charts and see how you actually take that TP1. So what do we do? Again, we made that break of structure. So this was that move that we had on a 4-hour chart. This was the move. So we zoom in. And once that we get to that entry that was right here, we can see the market move down. If we hit that 7-8 level and the market decides to continue down, we have a clear entry. This was our entry. If we drop down and we continue to move in a certain direction, this is that body. This body is your first target. Full TP is the structure's low of a 4-hour base. That would have been here. I would target the same, not the wick. Again, the body. That's the full structure that we had. If you're still not clear how this works, I do a mentorship one-on-one, and I teach you in 12 weeks everything I know and make sure that you get from a not profitable trader to a profitable trader, or I keep trading with you. Now you can also do the course and do self-study. That includes 6 months of our Discord, live trading with me, community members that will help you also get to the point where you want to be in trading. If you think this is something for yourself, you can always DM me if you want to have a call with me before jumping into anything, or just use the link below and I see you inside. So remember, structure, give direction. For value gaps, give your entry. Premium and discount, give value. The wick rule defines risk, and the body-based structure defines your first targets. In the next episode, I'll show you how to set TP2 using liquidity and the 2.5R 3R rule. See you in the next one.